Blade Master is imbalanced. Ah!
What is it?
Almost got myself the health bug there.
All right. What is it? Yes, me lord. All right.
He was human, wasn't he? Yeah.
All right.
I think tower rushing won't be a good idea then.
Ready to run. What? Yes, me lord. Yes, me lord. Ready to work. What is it? Oh, righto. Off I go then. Yes, me lord. Yes, me lord.
I think it's going to be a really bad idea.
All right. What is it? Righto. Forward. Off I go then. All right. Job done. Yes, me lord. Righto. What is it? Off I go then. Yes, me lord. All right. Ready to work. All work. What is it? All work. Job done. Off I go then. All
Forces
work.
are under attack.
What is it? Yes, me lord. All right. Ready to work. All work. Yes, me lord. Yes, me lord. What? Righto. Yes,
Build
me
more
lord.
arms.
What? All right. All work.
Our forces are under attack.
Yes, me lord. All work. All right. Yes, me lord. All work. Job done. Yes, me lord. What?
He just what?
What is it?
Did he attack move there or did he just go straight for it?
Yes, me lord.
The hell?
Job's done. Yes, me lord. What is it? Off I go then. Righto. All work. What is it? Yes, me lord. All work. What? Job's done. Yes, me lord. All work. Ready to work.
I'm here.
Yes, me lord. All work. All right.
Our forces are under attack.
Off I go then. What is it?
More gold is required.
This ever end. If I must. Will this ever end? Embrace the end.
Our forces are under attack.
If that is your wish,
Job done. All work.
I will aid you. If I must. If that is your wish.
What? All right. What is it?
If I must. If that is your
Job done.
wish. If I
Our
must.
forces are under attack.
Will this ever end?
Yes, me lord. Yes, me lord. What is it?
End my torment. If I must.
This guy definitely has the map hack vibes.
All work. Right.
End my torment.
Our forces are under attack.
What?
I will aid you.
Our town is under siege.
I will aid you.
Job done. All right. Yes, me lord. Right.
Where? End my torment. If I
Dragon does not like me.
Job done.
Aye, locked and loaded.
Job done.
You have a target?
What? Yes, my lord.
My hatred.
More word. Oh, but
Let the living
job done.
beware. Will this ever end?
Our forces are under attack.
Let the living
You have a target?
Kind of hoping I have enough DPS to take this down, but this is actually pretty tough. I might have to back off from that.
Yes, my lord. All right.
Our forces are under attack.
Let the living beware.
I'm your shooter.
Direct my hatred. Will this ever end?
Our town is under siege. What do you need? Aye, sir.
Job
Our
done.
forces are under attack.
Yes, my lord.
End my torment.
What is it?
You have a target?
Yes, my lord. Off I go then. Right
What do you need?
What is it? What?
Got tons in the gold mine for some reason.
What is it?
Direct my hatred. Let the living beware.
What? Righto. More word.
End my
I'm
torment.
your shooter.
I will aid you.
What do you need? Aye, sir.
End my torment.
I'm your shooter. You have a target? Aye, sir.
What?
I will aid you. Will this ever end?
What do you need?
If that is your wish,
Job
I'm
done.
your shooter.
will this ever end? If I must,
Aye, sir.
torment. Embrace the end.
What do you need? I'm your shooter.
Will this ever
You have a target? Your shooter. You have a target? I'm your shooter. What do you need? Aye, sir. What do you need? You have a target? I'm your shooter.
end my
Aye, sir.
torment? If I must. If that is your
Forces
wish,
are under attack.
I will aid you. My bow is ready.
Search complete. Locked and
More
loaded.
word.
You have a target? I'm your shooter. Aye, sir. You have a target?
I will aid you.
I'm your shooter. You have a target? I'm your shooter. I'll take care of it. Aye, sir. You have a target? I'm your shooter.
Yes, my lord.
End my torment.
You have a target? What do you need?
I will aid
Aye,
you.
sir. You have a target? I'm your
End
shooter.
my
Aye, sir.
torment.
Forces are under attack.
Will this
I'm
ever
your
end?
shooter. You have a target?
Let the living beware.
Aye, sir. You have a target?
My bow is ready. Direct my
Yes, my lord.
hatred.
What? Yes, my lord. All right.
Let the living beware. Direct my hatred.
Righto.
What do you need?
End
You have a
my
target?
torment.
Aye, sir.
Let the living beware.
What is it? What? Yes, my lord. Off I go then.
My bow is ready.
What do you need?
Yes, my lord. Yes, my
I
lord.
will aid you.
More word.
Set about it now.
Yes, my lord. All right. Righto. What?
End my
Yes, my
torment.
lord. What is it? Yes, my lord.
Let the living
Aye, sir.
Job
end
done.
my torment.
What?
You have a target?
Job done.
Aid you.
You shall go.
My bow is ready. End my torment.
Yes, me lord. Oh, what is it? Yes, me lord.
My bow is ready. If that is your wish.
Macro's off a little bit.
Okay.
Just a wee bit cold.
You have a target?
Beware. Direct my hatred.
Yeah, he already crept my one then.
My bow is ready.
What?
I your shooter.
Be quick. Time is mana.
My torment. Let the living beware.
Okay. What do you need? Time to go. I'll take care of it. Time to go. I'll take care of it.
End my
I your
torment.
shooter.
Let the living beware.
What is it? I am here. This battle bores me.
Will this ever end? If I must. End my
Oh, what is it?
Magic. You shall notice it.
direct my hatred.
The blood elves are worthy. Be quick. Time is mana. The blood elves are waiting.
I your shooter. I your shooter. I your shooter. What do you need? I your shooter. You have a target?
Be quick.
What do you need? You have a target?
Get on with it. You shall go.
Direct my hatred. If that is your wish, I will aid you.
I your shooter. You have a target?
Direct my hatred. Let the living beware. If I must,
Quick. This time is mana.
will this ever end?
Do you see something?
Direct my hatred.
Job done.
I your shooter.
Job done. Job done.
What do you need? You have a target?
Get on with it.
My bow is
The
ready.
blood elves are waiting.
End my
Thirst for magic.
torment.
Be quick. Time.
You have a target? Aye, sir.
I am here. The blood elves are waiting.
You have a target?
If I must,
Forces are under attack. Aye, sir.
I will aid you. Direct my hatred. Go desperate. Embrace the
Upgrade.
end my torment. Will this ever end? Direct my hatred.
This battle bores me.
I will aid you.
I am quick. Time is mana.
Aye, your shooter. I'll take care of it.
The blood elves
I will aid you
shall go.
if I must. Will this ever end?
You see something?
Our forces are under attack.
My hatred.
I am here.
What do you need?
Be quick. Time is mana. Leave it. This battle bores thirst for magic. You shall go. Get on with it. This battle bores me.
Aye, your shooter. By the blood of the highborn.
The living beware.
Shall go.
You have a target?
Our forces are under attack.
Be quick here. Time is mana.
Aye, sir.
Shall go. Get on with it. Something.
Aye, your shooter. What do you need?
Let the living
This battle bores me.
Aye, your shooter.
What ails you?
Aye, sir. I'll take care of it.
Do you see something? The blood elves. Get on with this.
Forces are under attack.
What do you need?
This battle bores me. Is someone injured? I am here. I thirst for magic bores me.
For Quel'Thalas.
end my torment.
I'm your suitor.
What? Where did that come from? Shall we check the replay? Okay. Right, there is an opportunity for his altar to see my peasants. But I thought it was most interesting how his archmage was basically here. Now, when you normally go to fast creep here, your archmage will actually be in this position, because I've done this like 100 times before as human. So his archmage was actually, I think, if I remember correctly, over here. I deliberately, he might see my peasants, but you'd have to have, like, again, this will be like, you'd have to have razor vision or something like that, just to clip the peasant right on the outside. And that's if he can. I've deliberately split my peasant there, because one, I sent 3. I didn't need to send 3, that was too many. But I sent 1 normally to scout. Yeah, he does not see this. I'm watching this. He's not even close. Not even close. Not even close. Yeah, okay, so basically, there's a very good chance this guy's definitely a hacker. Because most hackers, they get annoyed with other hackers, yeah? That's the only thing that pisses off hackers, because that's how they normally lose. Because they can beat most average Battle.net players with their map hacks, but they lose to other hackers. Yeah, he does not have vision. At no point has he ever had vision of those guys. This guy's coming to his base like a normal scout. He's walking out. He even chases there after that guy. I want to watch very carefully the archmages, because even the militia rallied up over here. You don't do that. You come straight over here. You send the archmage. The archmage will walk over here. He'll put a water elemental down just as the creeps aggro. The creeps will walk to the water elemental. You'll split 3 peasants and 3 peasants onto each knoll at the back and DPS them with your water elemental and your archmage as well. Or you can put 6 on one knoll and 6 on the other knoll, and then you kill the big knoll last. Either way, you always come down here, because their position here, you will always end up being here. You will not end up here if you're going for this creep camp. You just won't do that. That's inefficient. And you can... I'm sure people are going to say, oh, but maybe he's bad. No. Look, this is weird. That's way too early. Look, what was that? Oh, he's such a hacker! He changed his mind. He got a whole bunch of militia to come over there, and they were heading there, not down here, remember? So it's not like he was sending them there. They were definitely heading this way. And then he changed his mind, because his archmage isn't quite out yet, and he wants to wait a little bit longer until those towers start going up. I mean, come on, like, I know people love to argue with me and say, no, he's not a hacker. There's fucking 0% chance that this guy is legit player. 0% chance.
Ready to work.
So he's going to be a bit more patient, wait for his archmage. I'm going to watch this in slow motion. I want to see exactly the subtleties on how his units move and how his archmage moves. Because when you play this game so many times, you know every little bit of movement counts. So him coming straight to that archmage is actually, I mean, I can't see the rally point now at the moment, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure it's like the rally point was there. Look where the archmage is going. He's not heading down here, immediately heading over here, which is incredibly unusual. That would be like if I came from this base and I head here when the creep camp is over here. That makes no sense. Very slowly. Immediately turns. At that point, he literally just got vision. You could not react. A human being could not react that quick. And he's attacking. A human being physically is incapable of reacting that fast. Actually attacks.
Ready to work.
Yep. So funny. So funny. Not interested in the creek camp at all, are you, fella? That's why I thought I'd change my build a little bit. I could have just left the game here and moved on to something else to try to pull this one off again. But I thought, this guy's probably a hacker, so it'd be fun to crush him. Because that was immediately suspicious to me. And that's why I wanted to go for Dark. I was going to kind of go for Dark Ranger anyway, but go Dark Ranger and then, you know, he's definitely going to go and do this creek camp again with his militia. He'll pull them back onto militia and then come over here do that. So Dark Ranger is mine. It's unfortunate I actually lost my peasant. I don't know how I did that actually. I just want to double check because I sent it back to the tavern, but I maybe got it killed by a creep or something because it had 19 health left and he stopped chasing after it. So maybe he turned back round on it when it started walking over to the tavern. Because I was like, well, what am I going to send to the tavern? Am I going to send another militia there? It looks a bit obvious I'm going for a tavern hero. Is this peasant here I'm concerned about? Does he lose vision of it and does he turn back round to kill it with his own peasant? Because he stops chasing. Ah, he did still have vision there, so he could have turned around. Oh, he's got the footman standing here. I didn't spot that. And then he turns the footman around. So that's fair enough. But that was the dodgiest bit. I just want to see that one more time because it's so fun.
Ready to work. Ready to work. Ready to work. Job's done. Ready to work.
So this is all sneaky. You know he has no vision, because if he had vision, it would look like that, but with Fog of War on it, because he would have seen this. He did not see the peasants at any moment, at any time. So I'm going to skip ahead. Look, this is the funny part as well, when those militia come out.
Ready to work.
I'm waiting for those militia to be pulled over. And we can see the rally point as well for the altar, maybe. If I might miss the militia though, so I can always replay the replay. I just want to play the video. Yeah, militia come out. We'll come back to this point then. I just want to see the Archmage rally. So it's already pointing here, which might seem legit. At least that's close enough to that point, so I guess it doesn't really matter at that. That's close enough to the mark. Right, this is literally just pause, unpause, pause, unpause. Watch how quickly he attacks. You wouldn't attack move to that rally point. You couldn't attack move. You'd have to select the Archmage and then attack move, and you would attack move to this position. You just wouldn't. You just right click there. Okay. Look at that. Immediately starts turning. Is he even selecting his Archmage? No. He's actually selecting his peasants. So he's not even clicking on his Archmage to click there. So he attacked move there. So he selected his Archmage, told it to attack move to this position, which would be bizarre in itself.
Ready to work.
I was ready for that. Okay, I want to go back to... I'm really overdoing this because it's pretty freaking obvious, but I just want to see when the militia come out as well. When he gets... That made me laugh. He kind of changes his mind.
Ready to work. Job's done. Ready to work.
I mean, yeah, he might have... He could have either selected his Archmage, because he had his Archmage selected, attack move to that position, or just the Archmage rally points there. I don't know, it doesn't stop there though, does it? And yes, the Archmage can auto-attack on Fission.
Job done. To work.
Ready for action.
That was it. It was like this moment of hesitation.
forces are under attack.
Ready to work. Job done. Ready to work.
Ready for action.
Job done.
Our forces are under attack. Ready for action. Our forces are under attack.
I'm not sure there's that much more that the replay is going to give away, though. I think the fun part is at the start there.
Job done. Job done.
Upgrade complete.
Job done.
Fresh, cool ale here. Our forces are under attack.
I thought it was odd how his Archmage came over, yeah? Just a preemptive. For my Arcane Sanctum, which was a direct counter to his Sorks, because I wanted to get Spellbreakers. He'd know I'm getting Spellbreakers as well if he does hack, because he can just click on the building and it will tell him that when what I'm building. Because that's also how hack works. And he seemed quite desperate to get over there just to kill the peasants that were getting the Arcane Sanctum, so that would slow me down.
Our town is under siege.
Job done. Job done.
Yeah, your tower's not going to get my Dark Ranger, is it? So this was a really good timing attack from May here. He got greedy, did that crate camp, which he really should not have done. And that allows me to do a lot of damage here. Because I know he's going to town portal at some point, but he's so greedy he wants the item from the crate camp rather than just immediately town portaling. And takes quite a lot of damage in the process. I'm not sure that was really worth it. I think he still continues. No, he buys himself a scroll of health. Yeah, no, he wants to keep going for some reason, despite his base being absolutely crushed. Very bizarre choice. And then this is an obvious choice. What you do is you get your rifles and all that on hold position. Nice and neat. Not so they're blocking one another. Because you know the town portal's coming in. You want to get as much damage to here as possible, but you need to be prepared. As soon as that town portal happens, boom, run down and you should be out of vision. Or rather, out of his way. So, yeah. No matter how aggressively he TPs, he would only just catch the back line of rifles there. I've had this problem. This isn't the first time I've done this as well on this map, where I've done a tower rush here and the player immediately goes to stop it. I think they were a human player as well. Couldn't quite finish that panda off, unfortunately. Sork gets ahead of herself, so I may as well take some pot shots, which is good for me. I don't know if I definitely needed to TP here. I think that was a choice because I didn't want to give him anything. But unfortunately, I did give him the rifle. Because that Archmage... Whoa, that range. I don't know if I did need to TP there, though. But the Archmage could pick off a lot. I suppose so. The Archmage would just pick off a bunch of my units. So I think that was the right move. He's not the smartest player though, is he? But he felt confident coming over here. You could argue that's just to interrupt my healing, which I would think would be passable enough to say that wouldn't be a hackable move, even if it looked even dodgier than this. because you would just come over here and interrupt the healing from the shop. The Arcane Sanctum is mine. Was that footman coming out there trying to avoid my riflemen and going straight to these peasants? Because that's what it looked like to me. It was like he was waiting over here and then was going to come over, but he moved too quickly. Which is why I shot it down. Otherwise that would have... That looked like a deliberate move to have the footman there just to harass the peasants. This is the trouble, isn't it? Because you wonder, why didn't he run away in these situations? Is it because he's greedy? Is it because he's committed? Is it because he's trying to get the last hit and then run away? Because map hackers are typically bad players, so this is why I still don't think that there's not much... There's little shadow of a doubt that this guy hacks. But he kind of almost gives himself a chance to look like he's not hacking when he gets caught by moments like that. But typically map hackers are bad players. So they don't really sort of realise all the mistakes they're making. But he is making this difficult to prove he's 100% a hacker. So this might be one that's out for the jury. At this point, there's no way you're going to be able to prove a hack. It's just the end of the game. There's nothing he can do here in this situation that would say, okay, yeah, he hacks or not. The guy I played beforehand was complaining about hackers, wasn't he? Do you remember that? The guy I fought in the other 1v1 just before this game. He was like, "You don't hack, dear. I hope you don't hack." That's just the state of BattleNet at the moment. That panda just had so much mana.
Our town is under siege. Our forces are under attack.
He doesn't even move out the flame strike because he's like, there's a level of badness there. He's not got much to control other than just his archmage.
Our forces are under attack.
Ready to work.
Our hero has fallen. Our forces are under attack.
And here comes the salt.
Has fallen.
So does he know me? That's a salty thing to say, but he says like you win once in a while. Why would you say that to an anonymous enemy? Maybe you would, because you'd just be like, oh, even hackers can win once in a while, but hackers win the majority of the time. That's why they hack, so they can win the majority of the time. Unless they come across someone that's definitely a superior player. So what we'll do is we'll literally just look at the start again, how the Archmage moves, and you can make up your own mind, because I'm not even 100% confident this guy hacks. And he done a lot of stuff that comes across as incredibly dodgy. It all really happens at the start though, but it's very suspicious.
Ready to work.
So watch the peasants. I'll give you the opportunity, just in case you didn't catch it before. This is my vision. This is his vision. So we can see, if we pause the game, peasants aren't even on the screen at this point. I'll pause the game again in a moment. There we go, they're over here, but clearly not at any point do they even pop up here or something like that.
Job done. Ready to work. Job done.
So you get the initial militia splurge to come over to the east-hand side to do some damage, which was really freaking dodgy. The only excuse you could give him in that situation was he thought his archmage was ready to come out or something. But how many times have you played this game? Like, you know the time of day. You would know the build. You would know your archmage. You're clicking on your altar all the time. You know your archmage isn't available to come out. So why would you send these into militia mode? Maybe he did it accidentally. But they seemed to come over here after they went into militia mode. So he deliberately sent them to the right. Otherwise, they didn't just go to militia mode, yeah? If they just went to militia mode, they would stand still. They came over to the right-hand side. Over to here. Now the archmage is hugging this bloody tree.
Ready to work.
That seems so off to me. That was spot on. Okay, right. Well, you make your mind up. I'm gonna say he's a hacker. I'm very confident he is. That just seems too much to me, but I'm sure there might be a little bit of weight that could suggest, with enough accidental or poor plays, you know, he could be misconstrued as not a hacker. But really, does blademasterimba hack? That's the question. I'll do a straw poll for us, so check the video description for that, and I'll have a straw poll in there. We can see what the overall, you know, consensus is of the, you know, the people voting. Make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you later. Is this guy a map hacker?